It is hometown week. Where home is considered for them, we're going there.
Finally. I forgot we were hometowns for a second.
Finally. Oh, God. No.
Well,
so
finally
quick.
for you, because you wanted to see
Finally. We're going to Boston. Boston. Right into it by playing the Dropkick Murphys right away. Jackie's like, what the fuck is that?
No, I was really confused because this whole season has just moved so incredibly fast. For some reason, I thought we were still in Scotland and that we haven't left yet. And so, Dropkick Murphys started playing. I'm just like, oh, that makes sense, I guess. Why?
Because it's Juliana!
Oh.
What?
Okay, I thought we...
One, that's Ireland, and two, that's Boston.
No. Juliana's hometown in Boston. You've waited all season for this.
I've waited all season so that we could meet 400 of her relatives.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of people.
Jesus Christ.
You can't be in the house.
We are in a suburb of Boston called Newton. Someone yells and it ends up being a pizza shop guy. And they go in and make a couple pizzas.
The pizza shop guy was like, Jules, come in here!
Come in, I get you a pizza!
No, it was set up because they always have to do some kind of manual labor in the cute, look at us at our little hometown moment. So they made some pizza.
That they took home. Your hair should be pulled back.
What, are you going to tell the Boston area OSHA what's going on? That's right. They supplied the food for the 38 people that were there.
Yeah. And, like, they walked in to meet Juliana's family, and they had, like, 10 fucking pizzas.
They had 5 pizzas and some cannolis.
Oh, the cannolis. They also went around town and made cannolis.
Cannolis was cute because that was, like, the first thing they did.
Oh, that was
when
their
she got
chubby
out.
bunny.
I don't want
Can't
Chubby
do it.
Bunny. Get it out of my show.
But it's Juliana. Like, it's
We haven't had Chubby Bunny in 3 weeks, and you're still talking about that
been 3 weeks.
since she got kicked
Oh my
out. Yeah.
gosh. Chubby bunny. I don't remember her dad's name.
We were very spooked as to what he would do if he would become Big Tony. He did
He
not.
was not Big Tony.
He was very supportive.
Oh, he was cheering up. That was a good hometown.
It was a quality,
We started out real hot.
phenomenal hometown. We started out real nice.
He's just such a solid man.
Yeah.
You know.
So on that note, let me just.
Yeah.
Solid.
He said a few things to me.
Very okay man.
He's looking for a relationship. Somebody
He's
they can
solid. He's good.
Build and grow with.
He's
right?
fine.
Gonna get engaged in 2 weeks.
In terms of feelings, they both admitted that they were falling for each other.
Not only do they say they're falling for each other again, but Grant tells her that he's falling in love with her.
I am doing the same. I'm falling for you. And I feel
Okay.
like
We'll take.
it could be a fit for
All
me,
right.
so
It's tough being the first hometown because then all you have is time to think. In terms of action, nothing. It was just a quality hometown where the family was cute. They were
Family
just
was
happy.
cute, and the dad ended up being like, "Yeah, I like him. He's a good guy."
We thought they were going to be a little bit too overbearing, but they were not. They were
They
lovely.
weren't too overbearing. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna protect her."
They were lovely Boston people. And now we can get her out of the show. Moving on.
Speaking of getting people out of the show,
No, we have assumed who the finals are going to be, and it's probably our first 2 hometowns. We'll get into that at the end, but next up, we went to New York, New York. Start spreading the Zoe.
Start spreading
What?
the news.
Girl didn't know her Sinatra. We're in New York. Who's in New York? We went to New York for Zoe.
they meet up. They do their cute little, "Oh my god, hi! I haven't seen you in forever."
Cute.
Yeah, and he's just like, "You look nice," or something really vague, and we were just sitting there like,
Yes, welcome to New York. As you know, I did not grow
he's
up
not
here.
feeling it.
These people don't know each other.
No,
This is
they're
weird.
They're both uncomfortable.
This is technically their first date.
This is so uncomfortable. Like, it feels so impersonal.
For hometowns, this is one of the most platonic ones we've seen so far.
Not even. Like, they don't even seem like friends. Like, they still don't seem to even know each other that much.
We'll see if we develop feelings here. She's a fucking plant.
Yeah.
Get her out of here.
Even though I've been in like engineering or whatever, I got to moved here for a tech
Whatever.
career. I ended up also pursuing modeling.
Whatever the hell I do. I don't know, whatever. Who are you?
I was an
What?
engineer, but now I'm a model. Their chemistry is none.
So, after all that vagueness, she makes an even more vague comment and says that she hopes the day will bring them closer together and to the next level. I don't know what level she's talking about, but literally any level will work at this point.
The level is meet family, and then feelings will happen. Hopefully.
Maybe.
It's extremely platonic.
Yeah. They have a cute New York date. And Grant's just like, oh yeah, I love the city. I could live here someday. We're like, please fucking don't.
Because it's easy. It's a hub.
It's
a
a
great
hub,
place
it's
to go.
a city, and he likes the hustle bustle. What else did they do?
I don't care.
I'm not buying it. We don't care, but we have to get through it together.
This relationship is not even a relationship. It's just so frustrating to watch.
I'm like still in shock that this is happening right now. How do you think Grant feels when she makes him do a photo shoot of engagement pictures?
Oh my god, it got worse.
Are we having fun yet? Not only is she an engineer, but she's also a model on the side.
Oh my
because-
god. I forgot about the part-time model portion of her being an engineer. What? You're so emotionally closed off. She describes herself as so dynamic and interesting, and she's fucking not. I don't believe that she's an engineer. I don't believe she has some kind of
She's an
artsy side.
engineer in like production or something.
It's possible that it's a spiced up label
Yeah.
to make her
they do
feel
that.
better.
They do that. Yeah, so they do the stupid fucking photo shoot thing.
Okay. You haven't.
And it's extremely uncomfortable.
Grant is uncomfortable, which is making us uncomfortable.
But he's not. He's really into it.
No, he's into it because he's seeing her in her natural element, and she's glowing, and she's being Zoe, apparently.
I don't think Zoe has a natural element.
That was her, that's what he said.
It was so her. Do your job,
Yeah.
Zoe.
Here, do what you do for 8 hours a day.
You guys are so easy to photograph.
Are they? I don't believe this.
So, not only is it uncomfortable for Grant, where he's like, yeah, this feels surreal, no shit.
We don't care. We're mad because we know it's going to be Juliana Zoe final already.
Shut up. Then they decide to take it up to the next level and do not only fucking engagement photos, but wedding photos.
Really get in his brain that I could be a bride one day.
That's it?
To him? I don't think so. It was all part of it. I thought we were talking about wedding photos this entire time anyway.
Oh no, they
it's all
did the
that.
engagement photos inside, and then they went outside and did the pictures for the wedding.
They didn't just go outside. They went upstairs because that is the biggest thing about this couple is that they're always on
On
rooftops.
a rooftop doing champagne toasts. Yeah, I
That's
noticed
their
that.
thing. Can they cut it out with the rooftops, by the way? These two people,
I was gonna say, can we cut it out with these two people? Period.
they physically want to be on a high level so that they feel like they're on a high level.
They or she? Because that's what he does when he meets fucking Zoe's sister, where he's just like, I want to be here,
Yeah.
but here's where we started, and I'm like right here.
They were talking about how they really needed their feelings to get somewhere, but they see it.
I don't know what the hell they see.
You're in fucking hometowns. You can't just kind of like somebody. Why are we dealing with somebody that you like a lot? Like. The word is fucking like. If you are going to go somewhere with this person, we're not seeing it. Oh my god.
Does it feel like you're kissing your cousin or something?
Oh, it looks so bad. Grandma said we have to kiss on the mouth. I don't want to, but we have to.
I just feel that today. This was really
I guess also part of it, we were unable to meet Zoe's parents because they're not really connected. That's not her fault. We're not holding that against her, but it is one of those things where Grant's like,
I don't meet the parents. I gotta get their approval. I gotta see what I'm really getting myself in for. And I don't have to be invested with the parents because this isn't happening. They meet her chosen family, which is the aunt, uncle, sister, and some friends. I thought he was meeting like 2 or 3 people.
She said 3 names,
Yeah.
and now we have 7. It went fine. It was a perfectly fine hometown in which they said that they advanced their relationship.
Oh, no. She said she feels confident and hopeful. Bye, Grant. Get in the car. Bye-bye.
This is not shit you say at hometowns.
Those are the words you use week 1 and 2.
That's in a season in which we have 10 weeks and not 8 weeks. This is 6. Next week will be Fantasy 7. The finals will be week 8. Which, by the way, I am excited because next week's a women tell all.
Oh. Ooh.
That's the sound we're going to hear a lot of. We want to take the t-shirt cannon and fire it in our own face.
Is there a spoon where I can scoop my eyeballs out of their sockets? Maybe she'll quit.
This bitch will never quit. That would be our best possible scenario.
Are you happy?
Yeah. Are you happy? Yes.
Did you feel that comfortability with him right away?
More?
Yeah.
Let's go to Wyoming. Just keep showing us the Bob Ross paintings. Thank you.
It is Wyoming. Latia. And if you don't remember going into the hometowns, she is Mormon. Between them and their hometown, the religion is a big factor. He's a little nervous because I was kind of worried about the family not really accepting him. Provide my family's house, don't let him see it.
Last time on our one-on-one, I talked about that.
I don't think that's a part of the Mormon faith, Jackie, that the man cannot be seen with the woman.
And he states that because he's like, oh, I like to drink and I have tattoos and I like to go party and have fun and stuff. He thought that maybe exposing that side of himself to Latia would make his just being a bad influence on her.
There are very realistic worries here because Latia actually has never introduced her family to anybody who wasn't Mormon, as well as hasn't dated anybody else who was Mormon. But better than Parisa, she's like, this isn't working. There's something going wrong where all of the guys in her pool are just not working out. We met a family comparable in size, the Julianas, which we figured was going to happen, considering it was all about family. We went to Wyoming. She was very open about, we like to consider home wherever we are.
They did a cute little family tug-of-war thing. And he fucking ate shit and he caused the whole entire side to collapse and they just drug him along.
He didn't cause it. He was the back.
He was the back, and he collapsed, which caused the rest of it to collapse, and he just fucking steamrolled everybody.
He did fall on top of Lutia's cousin. It's like,
disaster.
oh god, large basketball player falling on these cute Mormons.
Just get pummeled. Oh, he sucks.
Oh.
Oh my god. He lost and trampled everybody. Some athlete you are.
It was all good fun. Nobody
It was good
hurt.
fun. Then we have a cute little moment with Grandpa. Gonna get us all teared up.
Grandpa's being very sweet, as well as Latia admitting that she loves Grant to Grandpa.
Oh, your grandma would be so proud of you. I wish she was here. And then Grandpa started crying. And Latia started tearing up. I'm a sucker for the grandpas crying. And he was like, yeah, you need to tell him if you love him. You need to tell him. And she was being all afraid about it.
It's scary. I mean, you're pretty far along, but, you know, you don't want to say it to somebody and then not hear it back. So.
No.
I don't blame her.
That's part of The Bachelor. And I think that she kind of expresses with Grandpa a little bit about being worried about the family accepting him because he's different. Grandpa was just like, no, we're totally open and accepting as long as the partner loves, and that was the end of that. It was really easy, which is good because he really liked Latia.
But then we moved on to Dad, and that's always the scary one. What's
Dad
the conversation?
Was cute.
Dad was more than cute. He was adorable.
Yeah.
This hometown was precious.
It doesn't mean that we reject you or we can't accept you into our family. And I'm very impressed with what I see. So
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We're just gonna brainwash you anyway.
Well, you'll be in our
Get ya.
church.
Oh, you'll want to join. We'll get you.
Which we were actually so swept up in the thing that we forgot that wasn't her dad because we know that her dad has passed away.
Her dad passed when she was like a couple months old. So
Stepdad is what we assumed. But it was still really close and really cute.
Yeah, we didn't even realize it. We were like, oh yeah, that's Dad.
Yeah, I just completely forgot. This was such a warm hometown.
It was very warm.
And it's been a while since we've seen one that's just been...
It was a relief. We needed it.
We got a bit of a problem. I think I love this hometown.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
It's very sweet.
We
That was
have...
the best one, honestly. Juliana's was good, but Latia's was... We needed that.
It was nice for him to actually see her hometown
And-
and be accepted by those people.
And have her finally say, I love you to him. Or that she loved him.
That she loved him. I don't think she said the ILY.
Juliana, Latia, final.
That was a question for me.
That's very likely. As long as we jettison Zoe sooner than later.
Before Grant left, she was having a conversation with Mom. She's not cool with him sleeping with other girls.
It would hurt my feelings if he slept with other girls, and I'm not gonna sleep with him, so...
There we go.
Just keeping an open mind about it?
Yeah,
She's not gonna sleep with him.
I was prepared for that
If he does
to
or if he
happen.
doesn't, it means...
Always won every season.
It's perfectly fair considering her
It's fair.
faith.
It's
It
fair
is
considering her
not
faith.
unreasonable that she thinks that. It's just this is the Bachelor.
Well, and she's like, I don't want to feel that way. That's his journey. He needs to explore all his options. I'm not sleeping with him. Like, regardless, she said that to her mom. She wasn't gonna sleep with him.
But she was very ultimatum side. She didn't say it to him because she trusts him. That's what she said. It's the reasoning that is going to keep her from making the finals.
And
We're going right to
I think
Juliana,
that's like when I knew
Latia
that
final.
I loved him, because
But we
I
can if he
didn't
sleeps with
want to be
anybody.
for him. Like, I just like pictured him as...
This is why we kind of know what our final is going to be because this never...
Process of elimination. Speaking of eliminations, we're on to our last one. Well, Dina. Well, Dina, you're
It's a
going
little
home.
disappointing.
I don't think anybody had any faith that Dina was going to make it past this week.
I did.
That was silly of you.
It was...
We're going to be rooting against
Yeah,
him
I think I love him.
sleeping with people.
Especially Zoe.
On our one-on-one
Dina's already gone.
Oh shit, I forgot about her. Oh,
Dina's already gone.
Dina,
We don't
sorry.
even need to see it.
When he
I'm spoiling it because we knew. And the thing is even going into it, you just kind of felt like Dina was behind, even though her connection's better than it was with Zoe. You just didn't feel it moving past that point. And it makes it a little worse when Dina tells you that her family is not showing up.
None of them.
None.
No parents, no 11, 10, 12
None.
siblings, nothing. The first shot of them meeting up in person at hometowns on that bridge, she just looked completely bummed out. And he knew, he was just like, what's wrong? And she's like, so my family bailed on me. We're not meeting them.
They will not be here, and you're not gonna get to meet them.
That's why she's upset.
That's
I don't want you to
huge.
think that.
Dad's a pastor.
Oh,
They are like out of the way,
that's
don't
right.
want to be there
That
at
would
all.
make sense.
The typical, no, we don't believe in this. We're not going to come and even pretend that
Yeah.
we're into it. Instead of having one of those blow-ups from somebody who like just doesn't believe in it and is just trying to shoot the guy down. They just wanted to forego that because they didn't want to both come off as negative people. I don't want Zoe to get to fantasy suites by default.
But, you know, they make the best of it. They have a cute little date.
They walked around Chicago. That was it. Their date was very simple.
Well,
as
and then they went to a cute little fall festival.
20 foot by 20 foot corn maze. That's all we could fit in downtown Chicago.
That was the date / we're meeting friends here also. And that's the hometown.
I mean, I called it. Dina's the one who's going home this week.
I mean, they're all going home this week.
Oh! In the back of your mind, you're thinking about how she's not going to go on any farther
Yeah.
anyway. You're looking at her friends who you're thinking are going to be on a different season of The Bachelor.
But they're just like everything to me.
I heard they're just ugly.
Take that, Miranda. Dina not sleeping with Grant during fantasy suites. We can confirm that.
Well, she's also not going to the fantasy suite, so that kind of negates the sleeping with him.
I'm very close to, falling for Dina.
That's
But
not
this
good.
journey is short. You know, in a
Ooh.
couple weeks.
And of course, you got the Bachelor being like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do with an impression without a family?"
Yeah.
But at least when he talked to Joey, we talked to Joey for a little bit.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
cute to see Joey again.
I like Joey.
His relationship is still going fine, whoever he's with.
Oh, it's Joey! Look at him!
We don't want to talk about the Joey interaction because they just kind of blabbed. He at least said that he liked seeing adversity with Dina and the fact that they dealt with it. It didn't do her any good, but he said it wasn't completely negative because of that, and that was cool. Is Dina or Zoe? Confirmed.
Zoe's definitely going home.
Couldn't meet Dina's family. That's bad.
Might be both, but I think Zoe's
Might be
definitely
both.
going.
If it's both, I commend Grant for his fucking no-nonsense decision-making. That, or The Bachelor has run out of so much budget that they're like, we have to do this in 7 weeks. Dina handled it better than we have ever seen anyone handle going on with hometowns. I think it's because she's a very calculated, very smart, very independent person. So she definitely went into this with the expectation of, I'm probably not going to win. It's very likely I'm not going to win. Dina, you're a goddamn champion. Dina wins. She just won the whole show. It's like, wow, I did it. Thank God he didn't take me to Fantasy Suite. And then you don't deal with weeks of Carolina fucking being extremely insecure and can't figure out what the fuck she wants to do.
Thank God, that's the one thing he did right this whole season was get rid of her ass.
I'll say it, we do not have any shruggers left.
That's good. He made some good cuts. Some were a little late.
Good job. We are at 2 heroes and a villain.
Who's
Dina,
the villain?
Zoe.
Oh. I keep forgetting she exists because she's just one of those little fruit flies that just doesn't go away. Go home, shut up.
Zoe has had a very interesting arc this season where she started out super, super evil, and then she mellowed herself out into...
And then cried about it.
Yeah, she just complained and kind of flatlined. I want you to know, Juliana Latia might be one of the best finals we've ever seen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's fucking really even.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. We can't have nice things. I would like to be very proud of the fact that, at least on camera, I definitely called in the order that the roses would be handed out, that they were.
Who's first?
Latia.
That's it.
Oh.
Do I know my first rose
music's
or
emotional.
what? It has to be Juliana.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You cannot say another name other than Juliana. If you fucking say Zoe,
Juliana.
okay, we're good.
Okay, don't care about anybody else.
Come on, buddy. You got one villain left. You can do it.
No, we can't.
So,
What? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I was right! Next week on The Bachelor. Oh, cat's outside. Cat's out of the bag. I got my singers ready. It's women fucking tell all time, baby. This week was the Women Tell All.
And if you don't know what that is, it's where every contestant...
Not every contestant.
Not every.
There
they are
are-
all invited.
And not all of them show up, regardless of what's happening. It's just an opportunity to relitigate what we've already done all season.
Yeah.
Or just continue to yell at each other over stuff that is so meaningless. It's just not worth it. Welcome to the Women Tell All. The Women Tell All does not matter that much at all. It's just that sometimes ABC decides that this is the episode we get for the week. This is not an acceptable Bachelor substitute for the week. We already know everything that happened.
It's
And-
basically a break.
It's a clip show. It's the equivalent of an old sitcom clip show put in the middle where hopefully you see people that you care about more, or you see Carolina.
I always dread going into the Women Tell All because I'm like, oh, great. We're just going to rehash the drama. And then there's some where I'm like, I really want to go back and see that unfold. I want to see where they're at now. Because sometimes if one's got beef with the other, like, over time they'll, like, work it out and they'll come back and they're like, yeah, we're best friends in real life now. And that was not the case because Carolina just didn't have that self-growth
You always have to watch it. Just so you know, this one, nothing changed. It was all pretty much the same.
Just a continuation that had snowballed and snowballed into this big, massive thing that's all this week was the accumulated snowball of all the Carolina drama, and that's why I was over it. She did the little immature thing where she walked off. We've never seen one of the ladies or men walk off. Oh my god! Fuck! So far off.
Yeah!
Go away! Leave the show! Leave!
Jerry,
Is she leaving?
Jerry,
Yeah, get it! Crazy bitch! You wanna own it? Own it! She's walking away from it.
Carolina, you can't get any screen time if you run away.
Yeah.
We got Carolina to cry. All right. Pretty good. It was in the middle of Alex's, and Alex says nothing about Carolina, and then Carolina walks out right as she starts to talk about how drama overshadowed her journey. And then immediately they shoot on Carolina, and she's got that indignant face like, wow, this is really all we're talking about? Yeah, it's the women tell all, Carolina.
Walked out at the perfect time.
I know throughout the entire journey it was a real priority for you to try to avoid the drama. But what moment was it when you finally felt like the drama was starting to creep in and affect your relationship with Grant?
There was definitely a cloud in Scotland. I feel like the vibes. I was a very positive person throughout this whole journey, and regardless of what happened or what Carolina did, I remember I said I can't even imagine how she felt.
I know Bachelor Nation.
She missed all of the part that wasn't about her. Perfect comedic timing.
I bet she wished she waited another minute.
So the main thing we're trying to do here today is we're going to go over all of the old things and how they treated them now as opposed to during the season, because of course you have hindsight, you have people reflecting, and then all of these women are also re-watching the series. Mainly what we talk about is the drama that got brought up. So, do you remember when Zoe took Grant away from a basketball date?
First one, yeah.
Zoe being in the top 3, the people who are still left in the show and haven't been eliminated yet are not at this because they don't want to spoil anything.
Oh.
So Zoe's not here, and we're talking about that time that she stole Grant. Nothing resolved. Which, you know what we didn't say in that fucking recording where we were talking about the whole thing, and it's good to go back on? Zoe, upon making it to Fantasy Suite, says, "It's my time to shine." And we knew. We're like, go to fucking hell, Zoe. You're worthless.
I really want a future with Grant. This is my time to shine.
Oh, good.
Oh!
Here we go.
Hey, Zoe!
We're
Ah!
having a fun discussion for that week. See, I think Zoe's gonna chicken out on the date leading up to Fantasy Suite. What?
Have you met Zoe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, her entire character is overconfidence.
Yeah, but if you really watch her, she's so insecure.
She's absolutely insecure.
She's
We've
not
seen
good.
it happen.
She gets overconfident like that in those ways is because, like, that's her just playing the game. But when it comes down to reality, she's like, oh shit.
She's not going to stop herself from stuffing Grant. That's not something that's in her mind. Her mind is winning The Bachelor right now.
Knowing Zoe and getting to know her throughout the season, Zoe is a very misunderstood person. She
Shut up.
Serafina took the check from ABC to be cool with Zoe. And then we start talking about Carolina. That is when it bleeds into the commercial break where people are just yelling at each other because Carolina is the same.
Oh, I'm
Nothing
sorry.
has changed.
I was yawning through that intentionally.
You yawned the... Okay. Good.
Did they put a timer on it? How long they those go?
They do. It's called commercial.
Scratch the surface. We got a lot more to get to. We do have to take a quick break.
We go back to Carolina not being thought about when she was dancing with Grant, that it was actually thinking with Rose. They did go back to the tape, and Grant said nothing at all close to that. It was just Rose taking a normal statement.
Honestly, I heard it how Rose heard it, but knowing the truth now, I'm like, oh, yeah, no. If we would have heard that, like, firsthand, I would have been like, ugh.
I'm very interested in you. Like even today, right? You know, the whole dancing thing on stage and everything. I was thinking about you. I don't want you to feel like I'm not paying attention because I ain't.
Oh, he was thinking about her.
No,
during
not
the
when he
act.
was dancing with
Yeah,
Carolina.
Just in general.
Just in general.
Not during the dancing. He said something like, when I was dancing with Carolina, but I was still thinking of you. Not in that moment, but...
Rose, she's on the front of my mind. Golly, I hope she doesn't bring this up and then say something really ridiculous about it. I think I would have been like, what?
The wording was different. I kind of took it that way,
What?
too.
What'd you just say?
I was just like, oh, he did say it.
Rose is still wrong. Carolina was wrong. They said a lot of what we also said, where Carolina just runs to Grant like, woo, what Rose said about me. And then Rose is like, I thought it was wrong. And then everybody's crying. And it was just a mess. It was confirmed a mess. Be fair to Carolina, this was all dumb. Rose,
Rose is
throw
like,
that away.
Rose knew. She's like, yeah, fuck that. Usually there's some type of a closure or a resolution. There wasn't. I don't remember anything about what happened with Grant. Like, I feel like he got 20 seconds.
I'm really good at The Bachelor. I did everything I tried to. I followed my heart. He read the playbook really quickly out loud. There's an after the final rose, which will happen after we find out who wins.
So,
Equally uninteresting show, also made a lot worse when Zoe wins. We also touched on the Dina parts a little bit and how, they made up in the last moment that we saw in the show. And then they go on the show and they start yelling at each other about social media posts.
Through social media. We have
Oh
some
my
of the most
God.
recent back and forth.
such high school bullshit.
But it turns out that Dina's not cool with Carolina. Okay, so we're
Imagine
cool
that.
with Dina again. She took back that stupid fucking apology. She's like, actually, you know what? It was private conversations where Dina said she eventually stopped talking to Carolina because it was all a show. It's Carolina is what it was, and we found that out. And then, yes, we did see posts where Dina was posting innocuous advertisements for the show, is what they were. It was just like, tune in, because I'm on the show. And then Carolina fucking took it personally. Because Carolina can't handle herself. Hot seats. And we just talked to one individual person. Alex, we're going to talk about you really quick. It was exactly what we expected. You are very nice, and you did your best, and you were pushed to the back because of drama. It wasn't great. That's what we found out about Alex. Alex is done. You do not need to watch that entire 7-minute segment where they're talking. Serafina gets a hot seat. Who says Serafina? Oh, God bless. She may have lamented that she was too afraid of what her family thought of her. Grant kind of interpreted her as, like, not opening up enough.
No, she just didn't want it to be like, oh, my mom's watching this show, and I don't want her to see me, like, sticking my tongue down this guy's throat. She was very modest, and that's why Grant was like, you're not opening up, and feels like when I go to kiss you, you're, like, really hesitant. And she's like, no, I just don't want my mom to see.
Come week 6,
Yeah.
which is where we're done and we're already in hometowns, she has closed herself off just enough that why is he going to pick her? I don't blame Grant. We thought Serafina was a shrugger from week 2. Yeah. That was it. Cute moment where mom came on and recorded a little video like, no, I love you. It's
Oh, yeah,
great."
she was just like, when I was watching it, I had to look away for a second, but then I was so excited.
No.
Oh, good, we got that recorded. That was genuine. We're both like, no.
So when everybody's fighting and it's Dina and Carolina having a hard time, you can kind of tell that Carolina is trying to play, okay, I was shitty in the show, but I'm not that terrible in real life card. She was trying to divert all of the anger and blame onto Grant.
Yeah.
Grant just seemed really emotionally intelligent, and I felt like he was gonna have
Everyone's emotionally
like,
intelligent
such a
compared to
good
you.
heart.
I remember
Not
that in the
Grant's
show.
fault.
Yeah, she was just like, oh, well, I expect him to apologize.
For what?
He
Grant
did.
gave her so many chances.
Oh,
he didn't throw her out immediately for speculation. He tried and tried and tried. He felt connections. He didn't want to let it go until it was all that it was about.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to meet your family. You don't believe in us. So we get to Carolina's hot seat.
No one gives a fuck about this.
And of course, she's just trying to divert blame. And then you have an entire quorum of women who are just yelling at her. You gotta be authentic for 1 second. Dina used the word accountability.
Oh, yeah. I think that's why everybody was so pissed at her all season, is because she just was never wrong. She never did anything wrong.
That's what happened. That was her downfall. It was the process. It was not Carolina. Carolina has nothing to work on.
She's totally mature.
It felt like at that point I was the only one that hadn't even kissed Grant yet.
She thought she was an underdog. So we watched Carolina do that to the show for most of the time, walking in and out and crying and being the center of attention, which is all we watched in the show, which is why a lot of the time the women tell all. It's just not that fun.
Well, and Dina called it out too. She was just like, you just like being chased.
What is the negativity that you noticed? Was it me
You!
saying that myself?
No, it's not that. It's just the demeanor that you have.
I will say
Grant, just admit that she's negative.
Around it. Just say yes.
really bummed.
Carolina was the prevailing villain of the season. This is what we have. We can only throw stones. It's all we have to do because you ruined our season, Carolina. We could have had a better experience if you weren't you. Whatever. You were a plague on this season.
The cancer.
We don't care. Welcome fucking home, Carolina.
And
This is about Carolina.
throughout the whole
Let's
journey,
get back to
I
that.
tried to
Yeah, not about Grant. We're still on
think
Carolina.
wash my
40
words a
minutes
little more
later.
carefully and
She had
make
more
sure I was
screen
more
time than
precise.
Grant.
She's got more screen time than Grant at this whole
And
show.
I tried to leave
Dina had a hot seat. Nothing changed other than the fact that she was shocked at rewatching the footage that Grant had said he was disappointed that he didn't get to meet her family, which I think was just a statement.
It's fair. She knew that he was going to be bummed out.
So she decided to ask Grant that because Grant always comes out at the end of these shows, and then you get usually very boilerplate responses that appease everybody. And then we have bloopers, and bloopers are always really fun. These bloopers were okay. We had previews of the fantasy suites, which we turned off.
Oh, yeah. I was
because
like, no, we
don't
didn't.
do spoilers, and that's it. That was the Women Tell All, and it was a waste of our week.
Mm-hmm.
ABC, you owe us a week of The Bachelor. No resolution,
Nothing gets resolved.
but we didn't create any new villains, so that's something.
I think we got one remaining.
It's time for fantasy suites, where the real fun can begin. Next week on The Bachelor.
Okay, bye. Like, you're so good to snap at the camera. Oh, are we done? We're finally fucking done.